5 adorable dog behaviors that mean your dog hates you. Any dog owner will tell you, or anyone who will listen, that their dog is so cute and super smart and does all the best tricks. Tricks like sit, lie down, play dead, roll over, possess a coherent theory of mind. Wait, what was that last one? What, play dead? No, after that. Oh, you mean roll over? No? Oh. The theory of mind. Oh yes. It refers to a creature's understanding that other beings have different perspectives, and that those perspectives can be valuable. It's an advanced concept, and one that any human texting on their phone during a movie clearly doesn't possess, but dogs might. Most people think that they're pretty good at understanding dogs. When a pup wags its tail, it's happy. When it whines, it's unhappy. That's why we love dogs. They actually have something like human emotions, unlike cats, who feel only cold hatred all the time. But life isn't like Scooby-Doo. Our bodies aren't easy to understand as you might think. Many pooches have been creeped out when they roll on their back as a sign of submission, and every human giant immediately leaps in to pet it until it pees in terror. These are dangerous misconceptions, and there's more to it. Number 5! Oh look, he's wagging his tail. He must really like me. After all, the tail wag has equaled happy for so long, it is hard to accept it as anything but that. And yeah, it might be that, but don't assume that a random dog is friendly just because it's wagging its tail like a helicopter. Mayday, mayday, permission to lift off and wag tail. There is a chance that it could mean that it's frantically screaming, "Get away from me!" while also trying to flip you off. Hey, you had it coming, I think. You're the one touching. No touching. What now? Depending on the kind of wag, it sends different kinds of emotional signals. If Spot is holding his tail up high, he's warning you. The motion is meant to be seen from far away, so it's kind of equivalent of raising his voice. Yeah, there's a big badass dog over here. Better back away slowly, son. If the tail is a little lower, he's more calm. If he's keeping it down near the between legs position, he's scared. Then you also have to look at the direction of the wag. A dog wagging its tail more to the right has noticed something it's cool with and would like to approach. However, if the wagging is switched to the left, it means anxiety. All of these little waggings can convey a wide set of different emotions to other dogs from a safe distance. So yeah, a simple switch of direction can change your dog's message from a loving, "Yo, I love you dog," to a frantic, "You stupid monkey face! You're stressing me out, you stupid butt!" Notice the tail and you won't be worrying about petting Steve's dog. Yeah, he may look mad, but that tail action may tell you different. Number 4! He's looking right into my eyes. We're really connecting. A puppy's stare. One could argue it's better than a baby's laughter. Its big, huge eyes follow you around, inviting you to lock gazes, so it can express its unconditional love as it looks directly in your eyes and ponders if it should kick your ass. What now? This is an easy mistake to make, because for a human, eye contact can be a very intimate and friendly signal. It's too bad that a dog views eye contact as a threat, to the point where they avoid this completely when meeting their own kind. Yes, dogs have no problem eating poop in public, but will avoid eye contact like the damn plague. And not just because they know that other dogs saw them eat their own poop, and they probably have it all over their face. Fun fact, a poop mustache actually makes you cool among dogs. I should know, I'm an expert. So when a dog finds itself staring at a human who looks back, it will give them either a direct stare or what's known as a whale eye. It's important to know the difference if you don't like going to the emergency room with openly bleeding dog bites. The direct stare involves close proximity and visible tension in the face. As harmless and cute as it may seem, it is recommended that you look away, as this is your dog doing its best to signal that it's not a threat. And everything is cool, so you would kindly stop eyeballing. Pretty please? As for the whale eye, it usually occurs when the dog is defending an item or location. As you can see in this image, the white of the eyes is looking indirectly at you. The whale eye is generally a signal that the dog is not only seriously uncomfortable, but may actually be preparing to bite. Still, before you start interpreting each glance as a signal of war, remember to take the dog's entire body language into account. While the whale eye is a direct signal to back off, if you are uncertain whether or not the eye contact displayed is a threat, also observe the mouth and the posture. Can you see the teeth? Is the body position rigid? Is the fur raised? Or more obviously, is the dog growling? Overall, if you even think there's the slightest chance of a threat, don't bother the dog. And for the love of Doge, do not start any staring contests. Number 3! He's yawning. He must be sleepy. So cute. Most of us have seen a dog adorably open its mouth when tired. It's a glorious expression of sleepiness. A perfect example of the honest, easily understandable nature of our beloved best friends. And it could be that for sure. Then again, the dog in question could also be attempting a form of meditation to
calm the F down,
or even straight up mess with your head. What now? A dog may yawn out of exhaustion, the same way we do. But sometimes, a fearful or scared dog might express its state of mind by yawning in an exaggerated way. Canine behaviorists think that this is a form of self-calming, much like you might try to unwind with yoga, or a glass of scotch,
or rampaging your friend's island on Animal Crossing.
The self-calming theory suggests that the dog's huge yawn is meant to lower the temperature of blood in the artery and literally cool its head. Yet another theory, which paints our doggy friends in a slightly sneakier light than most would assume, suggests that when dogs see humans yawning, they mimic the behavior as a form of empathizing and relating to their human masters, as an attempt to adapt to their environment. Yes, this means that when a dog yawns, it just might be tired, or it might be imitating your yawning. As we all know, yawning is contagious, specifically so that you do that "Aw, he thinks he's people" thing, and maybe feed him more of those delicious sausage links. Number 2! Ha! He's so excited for the walk, he's pulling on his leash. You come home from a long day of work, and there's Spot waiting at the door, eyeing his leash in a meaningful manner that says, "I need to poop so bad, I've almost crapped every carpet here almost 3 times, but I haven't done it because I love you. Walk." What now? Right off the bat, pulling is a sign that your dog has no idea how to use a leash. So there's that. Dogs aren't born knowing what a leash is, they actually have to be trained to go for a walk without straining against what the dog might think is a weird, invisible string line that connects from a human projecting out into the outdoors. There are plenty of guides somewhere online on how to walk your dog. Maybe I'll make a video about it. Subscribe and find out if I do. But the tugging can also mean your dog may be trying to assert
dominance.
It's not that Spot is being a D-bag. Dogs were bred to follow orders. Right, Spot? Yeah, that's right. Just keep recording. But this is what a dog does when it doesn't have a leader. It graciously accepts the throne you've abandoned. It takes charge of the walk. If that means dragging around a 200-pound human using its own neck, so be it. Also, that's an extremely bad thing, because obviously it hurts your dog due to years of wearing what's essentially a really tight necktie. Dogs may have become desensitized to the constant strain on their neck, which will cause them to pull even more if the behavior is left unchecked. This in turn will damage the dog's trachea in the long run. Basically, you're gonna wanna get a pencil and write this down. Dogs aren't very smart. Number 1! He's smiling, he's so happy. If you've ever spent any time around dogs at all, there's a chance you've encountered a Fluffy. A dog that's so cute and adorable, and when Fluffy smiles from ear to ear, it's so unbearable that you just have to pet it. It's an all too common scenario that is often bad news for little Fluffy, especially if he happens to be a pit bull or some other breed with an aggressive reputation. It's also one that could easily be avoided by realizing one simple thing: that grin on the pretty doggy's face is not a smile. What now? This one might seem pretty obvious, seeing as teeth are what dogs defend themselves with, but a shocking number of otherwise sane and responsible pet owners still seem to think that their dog is smiling like a person when it's showing teeth. You know, just like how humans greet by pulling a gun on one another. Okay, so here's a quick rundown on the fairly limited expressions of the gaping, predatory jaws that would make the Jaws shark from Jaws step back for a second. A happy dog generally has its mouth closed, or partially open with no visible teeth. If the mouth is widely opened, the dog might just be cooling itself down by panting. But if you see the teeth, walk away. Seriously, back up, back up, back up, back it up. A dog pulling its lips back to bare its teeth might look like a bit like it's smiling, but it's actually keeping its weapons handy. There are several variations of toothy grins, all unleashed because the dog is feeling frightened, angry, or outright ready to attack. An aggressive dog can even communicate its intention with an aggressive pucker, where it puffs its lips like it's about to smooch you. Do not attempt to kiss it. Even if you do, please, no Frenching. Trust me, you don't want to explain that to the ER. Yeah, doctor, I just slipped in the shower. The closest a dog can come to physically smiling is the submissive grin, where the dog curls its upper lip to display front teeth. which weirdly seems like it's the most threatening of all gestures, but is actually just a dog's way of saying it feels intimidated and poses no threat to the challenger. Pareidolia is a fun thing when it comes to seeing faces on the moon and shapes in the cloud, but this is one occasion where it is very much an enemy. It should be no surprise that dogs can use their faces to signal emotions like humans. However, just because several species signal emotions with their faces, it does not mean that each species uses the same signal for the same reason or to communicate the same things. Look, we're not saying that your dog doesn't love you or anything, it totally does. But if you love it back, please take the time to learn how to speak your dog's language. I'll give you a little example of how it sounds. Like and subscribe.